Hey guys, I hope you're having a beautiful day. You know, ever since moving to the new property, I've loved it so much that I haven't left. And although that sounds really cool, it's really important for me. It would be for you. It's really important to my dogs. It would be to yours. To, no matter how comfortable you are somewhere, even more importantly, to explore the unknown. Go places you haven't been before. Take your dogs to places if you feel comfortable enough. Take your dogs to places they haven't been before. It's so healthy for your mind to be able to kind of walk aimlessly. I'm a little bit out of breath. I haven't done this in a while, so I don't know how the dogs are running around all over the place. It's crazy, but it's a steep hill. Long story short, it's just so important, you know, if you ever, whether you think you're bored or even if you're not bored, just go find a place you haven't been. And if you can't do hikes and stuff like that, find a place to sit that you haven't sat, you know, find a nice bench at a park or something. But go to places, even if it's an hour or 2 hours away. Find places that you can just go alone with your dog or dogs. I promise you, man, it's good stuff, you know, especially if you're like stressing out about something. One of the main reasons is if you have a lot of stress going on or anxiety, when you go somewhere you haven't been, all these new things are happening in your mind. You're seeing all this new stuff. So your mind can't really focus on things that aren't too important, that are stressing you out. It has to focus on like, hey man, do you know where you're going? Like, are we safe here? Or in addition to that, once you do have that security of safety, your mind's like, wow, this place is really beautiful. Like you're focusing on everything that's happening now. So I brought Joey, Mildred, Loba, and Ella with me. And it's just gorgeous. Oregon is just one of the most beautiful places, frankly, in the world, I think, not just the country. It has so much to offer. And feel very blessed to be able to live here and give my dogs the experiences that I experience here. But going back to the stress thing, because I experience that a lot, and I'm pretty confident that a lot of you do as well. You know, and I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you any medical advice. But I can assure you that new locations, challenging yourself, things like that, anything that you can do, not to distract. I'm not trying to get you to think that I'm saying you should distract yourself. That's not what I'm saying. It's just embracing something new or something really challenging, like exercise. Like if you're stressed out and you go to the gym and you're like, I'm really stressed out, so I'm gonna have to miss this workout. And you're only doing like a level 1 on the treadmill, unless that's all you can do, fine. But if you push yourself at the gym, you're now stressing out your muscles. So your brain and all your endorphins, everything's gonna be working to focus on that. And you're bettering yourself. It's like if you want to call it a distraction, you can, but it's not what I'm trying. It's like this, you're hyper-focusing on something that's way more important probably than the things that are stressing you out. And when you can do that over and over again, you start to kind of trick your mind, where it's like as soon as you get stressed, your mind's like, we're probably going to focus on something more important now. Does that make sense? So much I've learned about growing up, a part of life. It's about being stronger than your mind, you know? Not letting your mind tell you how things are and how things are going to be. Especially when they remind you of things in the past or someone that's hurting you or whatever it may be. But realizing that you are in control of your mind. You will tell your mind what you're going to focus on and how you're going to feel. Because that is how you're going to feel. As soon as you decide what you're going to focus on, you will feel that way. It may not be right away, but if you're determined, you will. An example that I can share with you besides the one that I'm doing now, walking in this random place. Wow, how beautiful it is behind me there. I don't know if you can tell on the screen. But a good example is like I have trouble sleeping. So I have a really hard time falling asleep and staying asleep. Not always, only since I've had a sanctuary. And the reason is because I'm just constantly listening. You know, my ears are constantly perked up for dog barks and all the animals and predators, and it's so hard for me. So my mind will be like, hey man, you're never gonna fall asleep. Like, you can't fall asleep. My mind's like, you have a problem. Like, you need to take something, you need to fix this. And now I spiral into what's even worse. My brain starts going, yeah, not only can't you sleep, but now you're gonna be tired tomorrow and it's gonna suck. And you're not gonna be as proactive. And all that does is keep me up. So instead I tell my mind, you're about to fall asleep right now. Every time I have that thought, you can't do something, it's like, you're about to do it right now. In just a minute, you're gonna fall asleep. Tell myself, you really have nothing that needs your attention right now. There's nothing that is urgent. You can go to sleep. If something happens, you'll wake up and you'll deal with it. Just go to sleep. And even as I tell you this right now, I feel this calming in my breath. I don't know if you noticed it, but I even, like, here's another good example, guys. They just keep coming, but like, I'm walking this hill where I was out of breath. But as I tell you what I tell myself, my mind, my breath is softer. Now I'm focused on my breath, so now it's deeper again, but my breath is softer, it's easier for me to breathe. It's just so beautiful what you can do if you believe in yourself enough that you can convince yourself and tell yourself the things that are going to help you instead of focusing on all the things that are wrong. Maybe I didn't make myself so clear, and I apologize about that if I did, but I can't help but think of it on this walk. And when I think of these things, I feel really grateful and honored to be able to share them with you, because I know a lot of people are going to watch and listen. And the thing is if it helps one person, you know, if this helps one person sleep better at night, and the rest of you just got to see a beautiful view and see Joey running and playing, it was worth it, right? I love you guys. Have an awesome rest of your day or night. I'll see you. Bye.